Alrighty then. Hola, ¿cómo estás? There you go, that's it, that's my Spanish done, that's all I've got. Welcome along to day 2 here in Barcelona to the CSGO Invitational and this fabulous stage setup. I feel like the meat in a crowd sandwich, so if I've got my back to you, I apologise, but yesterday, what a day it was. I've got a real soft spot for this sort of tournament format. It's great, not only do we have some fabulous best of 1 matches here, and we had some great matches yesterday, we also get politics. What did you miss yesterday? Well, I've made notes in my little black book, my Theorycraft book. Well, nobody has gone out yet. All the teams that started still have lives. Some of them are down to 1. More of that in just a second. We found out that Fnatic, well, they are beatable. And they were almost beaten by one of the Spanish teams. It was a fabulous last-up game. We watched it, we saw it. Fnatic still won, but it was still a great matchup. We found out that Spanish CS, well, it's decent. It's coming along. We've got some great teams here in Spain. The other thing we learned was the fact that nobody has got my reference to the Danish alliance. I'm calling it the Lurpak. Still no one's worked it out, and still no one is using the phrase the Spanish Armada, but hey, that's the thing. The other thing we learned is our hotel does not have irons, but there you go. So today, we will see 1 team being knocked out, possibly 2, possibly 3. Remember, this all works down to how many lives each of the teams have. Lose a match, lose a life. The team that still has all their lives, or at least some lives left, come tomorrow, well, they will take home the money. And it is a sizable prize pot as well. Lots of teams using this as a warm-up ahead of the bigger tournaments to come, but still, the money is decent. 75,000 euros is on offer. So let's get on with it. You're here, the teams are here, I'm here, she's here. So let's welcome the first team onto the stage, x6tence! Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Sí. Welcome along. Listen, it was great seeing you yesterday. You had 2 very hard matches, didn't you?
Yeah, very hard, and they are good teams. All the teams here, they are good teams, and it's so hard for us. But we have also bad luck, I think.
You've got a very young team. You said, I think at least one of your team, this is the first tournament they're playing in. What did you learn yesterday?
We learned a lot of stuff, but you know, we don't have time to practice that lesson. So today, I expect we're gonna play better than yesterday. It's not hard to play better than yesterday, so I think we can do more damage maybe, and maybe the map is better for us also.
Do we know what the map is yet?
Train.
And how do you feel about playing on train?
Yeah, we want to play train, and we can play train. It's, the Vitos are good for us, and let's see.
Right, we've got Spanish fans in the crowd. In Spanish, what do you want to say to them?
Que muchas gracias por el apoyo y gracias por estar aquí, que lo intentaremos como siempre.
What he said! x6tence! I had a phrase I was going to use, but after yesterday and Google Translate messing me up, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to try once again. Hola, estás listo para rockir? I'll tell you that. So, the second team taking them on in the first match today here in Barcelona. Please welcome to the stage, G2! Bonjour, ça va?
Ça va très bien et toi?
Oui. So, yesterday you only played 1 match here. When you have such a long day, and you had to be here all day, because that's how the format works, how frustrating is that when you just sat over there waiting to hear your name being called out?
Yeah, of course it's frustrating because you want to play and you have to wait and you have to be ready to play. And we didn't play, we played only 1 game, but still we looked at the games, it was fun, and yeah, we had fun.
For people who missed it yesterday, there is another French team here. You've decided not to be in alliance with them. Why is that?
Well, we decided to make alliance again today, so that's it.
Well, cool. Train is the first map. How do you feel about that?
We feel very good on Train. It's one of our best maps, and we won't underestimate x6tence, and we will play at our best and do whatever it takes to win.
Bon, thank you very much. Right then, so there we go. The first teams, take your seats. Let's get it on. G2 taking on x6tence. To look into it, let's hand over to my man, the machine, Alex Richardson.
Thanks very much, OJ, and it seems there that Scrimps is ready to play, ready to actually play more CS. He played one game yesterday, and I'm sure they can play a whole lot more this time. I've got Yanko and Moses hanging out with me to talk about this game a little further, and I'm going to start by saying it's happened twice. It's not going to happen again. It will, and I would happily put something on this. I could put my pass on it to the Expo. I'll say it now, it's not going to be another 16-2.
You can't say that. You can't say that without putting something more on the line.
Okay, fine, but I mean, it could be a 16-1. It could be a 16-3. There's no way they're going to do it 3 times in a row. They'll win. I'll tell you what, they'll get their first 3 rounds. They'll do pistol.
Some people just never
giving
learn.
up on this COD guy.
Some people never learn.
Okay, Jason, you know better than anyone that you don't speak in absolutes. You're
speaking in an absolute.
Yeah, but you fell into that trap along, and I'm just following your footsteps.
I
want to be
That's not really smart now, is it?
to follow in his footsteps.
You should learn in others' mistakes.
I want to be able to
Alex,
perfect
not
this.
to repeat them.
I want to be able to perfect this facial hair thing. I can't quite get my head around it. I had a very, very rush shave this morning in the taxi. It was a bit of a rush, as you may or may not be able to tell. But guys, let's start by talking about the other team here. Of course, x6tence. You said already, like literally the first words out your mouth when you walked on stage was, this guy was a 1.6 legend, you know, flipping. He's got 4 new players around him. Surely we haven't seen everything they have to offer. We've seen what Gbots can do. x6tence now sitting, they've got 4 rounds in the entirety of this tournament. Surely there's something more to be seen from these guys.
Yeah, like 6 rounds in the whole tournament.
Okay. In total or in this game? Or?
No, but I mean, this is, yeah, I think they're going to get knocked out here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just what they said. Learning experience for the younger players. Not many teams at this level get to have experience against, you know, G2s, you know, the players who have been professional for years and years. So this is all just learning stuff for them. So it's not a lost cause as long as they're approaching it from that aspect. I mean, it was interesting though. He feels very confident on training. He said the map veto favors them. He's like, he's happy about it. So I mean, there's
So I guess my
that.
next question is, G2 train? Is it diabolical or?
Honestly, I'm not really sure. Okay. I don't think they've played it that much. They prefer some other maps. Maybe they all took it also as a sort of a practice thing. They know that they're a superior team, so maybe they want to try some new stuff, see how it works, be, you know, creative, whatever. But yeah, I think that for x6tence, this is, as we said, it's a learning experience, but in a way that maybe Flippin can now see how his players react in a LAN environment like this, you know, who is getting too stressed out, who is still calm, and maybe give him some pointers for their future.
I think we can take this opportunity just to kind of highlight, you know, for the viewers at home and for us at the desk, like our players to watch. I mean, for me, I was kind of intrigued by this NMT guy just because, I mean, he was responsible for one of the 2 rounds that they managed to pick up on Mirage. He got that 1v2 you saw in the recap video.
Confirmed best player on the team.
So for me, yep, from the limited experience I have with him, I'm going to say maybe we'll see some more of that little flair, that individual flair from him. And I don't think we saw the same from, you know, we hyped up Kerry as well. He was absent.
Yeah, I mean, he was good on that Cobble match, though.
Oh, okay, I was thinking Mirage. I was just kind of locked into that one.
Yeah, I mean, my player to kind of watch is RBK. I'm excited to see how he does.
Yeah, okay. The RPK of old. We'll see if you're going to be seeing more of him. It sounds like the players are ready, though. So, I mean, it does feel like we're just going to have to lay back, sit back, and see what x6tence can do. We're going to be going into train, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 of day 2 of the CSGO Expo here in sunny Barcelona. So it's my pleasure to introduce your casting pair for this one. It's Henry and Sadakis. Take it away, you two.
Thank you so much, Alex. Yeah, first game of the day, it's x6tence going up against the team named after him, x6tence.
I don't think that's the angle they're going with.
Well,
but
you know what? I like it, yeah.
Yeah,
good.
Me too. So then, x6tence lost 16-2 twice in a row, looking to better themselves today. You feel like this is the last chance to loom. I don't really see them having a single chance there. Like if they if they can have like a decent performance, I think that'd be great. They can make it competitive and kind of maybe get to double figures. That's not out of the realm of like a possibility. I feel like they have got a talented squad. They have shown they have some explosive players that can go massive. Like the only rounds they win is down to huge individual skill. Like one player just going absolutely crazy. We haven't seen them play train yet, so I can't really go into too much detail. As G2 said, this is a strong map for them. Hasn't really been that strong recently. The only team they've actually beaten in the last 2 months has been Cloud9. That was a game show, but they looked relatively strong then. So this, in my opinion, this should be like a 16-6 maybe.
I think it's gonna be 16-2.
Okay.
Just for Alex.
Are we live right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's have a look then. Let's get into it. So x6tence, actually 3 Molotovs going in and out. This is quite unorthodox. We don't normally see this on a pistol. 3 Molotovs coming out to 3 smokes as well. This would be a very tactically based execution. You can see them setting up right now. You assume will be coming in any second now. Here come the grenades, and G2 set up and ready. Long distance USPs about to fight down.
Well, not just USPs. Existence does have the P2000. Bomb plant coming in very quickly, though, and Existence going to actually kill Scream as he jumped in toward the position he was firing, so catches a stray bullet. Unfortunately, that's how the game starts. A T kill to start it all off. And now they'll try and go for the retake. Smith's coming in from Z Connector, does at least get Esther with a good headshot. But good smokes, showing some execution tactics already on a pistol round where they go for utility, and a quick bomb plant does mean at least an early buy, but they might still get more out of this. That was now a 2-on-4. They just need to bait out time. That's the big thing, but they're already on the defuse. And RPK getting NMT. It's pretty much over at this point in time. Flippin will go down in the end. He won't even get back into play. Nice try on a late Molotov, but it won't amount to anything.
It was a nice try. You saw they had a very tactical-based execution there. They do get all those smokes down. The bomb gets planted pretty much straight away. You think in a map like Train, once the bomb gets planted, especially with the CTs of pistol, we thought that'd be a difficult retake, but G2 is showing individual skill. They're stepping up massively, and they're spreading the kills across the board. We did see Existence get the bomb down, though, so they're actually going to be force buying into this round. That's surprising. You'd assume they'd be getting AK-47s in the third, but these guys are going all in. They've got the Molotovs and the smoke grenades again. I would assume it's almost the exact mirror of what we just saw in the first pistol round there. They'll be doing the same strat, trying to get the bomb down as quickly as possible. And we'll have a look at the buy for G2. They've got 3 SMGs and 2 rifles here.
Differences in the setup is obviously we're seeing it right now. Shock's already pushed up. Smoke the top ramp. He's going to sit above it, and they're just going to walk into it as a crossfire. Good pick on Smiths. That was a fast reaction from Blastino, but okay, I was about to say good information. Red, this is actually turning around. NMT getting Scream. They've actually got the advantage on this intertake as the SMGs overextend slightly, and now they've picked those up in turn with the full armor. There's no kits on G2. No plant yet to come in, though, because they've fallen back to reevaluate just to see how the defense choose to play this, and they've spread out so far.
They're taking down the SMGs. The problem is Existence and RPK. That's the French Existence, or the Belgian Existence. They've got rifles remaining, so he will be keeping this long range. The bomb's still not in any position to get down here. 1 minute remaining, so they can stick together and see what they can do here. You can actually see it's going to be, I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, Inanox. What have you been going with?
Inanox is actually right.
Right, cool.
Inanax, you could say, but it's Nox.
He's currently waiting towards inside. He's actually got a little bit of utility here. He can smoke towards lower ramp and try and do something with this. And his teammate's actually going towards Ivy right now. So you'd assume they'll wait for him to either backstab or cause the initial bit of distraction here. CT's trying to work out how this is going down.
RPK wants to play this longer angle, hence why the rifle's still alive in this round, never confronted early on. He's going to actually work in toward the bomb site and just watch the train instead. But Existence is going to be ready for this lurk with the smoke out. Shots fired, he'll turn back. This should be a duel in his favor, but he's got to find his target first now. Wilt 2 versus 2. Ball, meanwhile, did get planted as RPK had to sit passively and make sure he didn't overextend it. Spotted up the fact that NMT is still on that bomb train. 9 HP, wants to get the shot, does, but takes a dink in the process. He's down to 20 HP himself, and Esther, he's got the long angle toward this bomb. Smoke to try and cover him off. And RPK is going to put himself in a position that if he pushes through, he'll get caught out, but they're not yet on the bomb. RPK down because the low HP. That now gives a rifle away, which is easily picked up. Esther has full time to load it and play the bomb, and he's going to try and sit back. Existence, remember, has no kit, and Esther's going to clutch out the round.
Impressive stuff there. Coming in from Existence, the one-on-one clutch. He still stays strong and takes him down at a 2-on-1. That smoke placed by the bomb train was absolutely perfect. And the dink that came in onto RPK as well, that was so influential. You can see him positioning himself perfectly here. Gets that M4, and then as soon as you saw this position, you never had a doubt in your mind. It's so hard for the CT to try and clutch each round. So many different angles to check, and so much room for the terrorist to work with. He comes in, takes him down. And that's the Spaniards bouncing back here after losing the pistol. The Tech 9 force buy works out for them, but they still have a mountain to overcome here. You can see G2 have force spawned at this round as well. They have actually got an M4A1 onto Shoxy. The rest of the guys are on 5.7s, Deagles, and a P250. So let's see how Existence decide to approach this round. They have got 5 rifles across the board and decent utility as well. They seem to be kind of holding up and trying to establish what kind of setup is coming in from G2 here, whether they have force spawn. Smiths is pushing into main entrance here. Not going to have anyone waiting from Just J. You can see Blastino, a very defensive position, is waiting for these pushes to come through.
Shocks with the forward stance on the only M4. Should hear Flippin pushing his position. He's actually fallen back down into the B site instead, so he doesn't get overwhelmed. But he's got to be so careful with this rifle. And Inanax and Flippin looking to try and get position on him. Pop flash back out to try and cover it off, but NMT is going to take down Smiths in the process. That's on the off site down from a push in main. Plastino still waiting as well. We'll try and get the read from Inax, who's now going to evaluate in the ladder. But 3 men now for the defense inside that B site. Flipping with a single smoke, and that's going to hold them there. This should be the execution on A with just Existence to cover it. And only the 5-7 to hold it off. He's hearing them, but he doesn't know which way to peek. First bomb down, but that's all he's going to get. Plastino immediately trades it, smokes out. Unfortunately, RPK caught in the open. Good response, though, from Scream. We know this guy's got accuracy to play with, but not position in this case, because Esther overwhelms him on the flank, and it's just down to Shox.
Not really much you can do in that situation. Decent run there from the Spanish side. You see them getting that first pick, being very patient with their execution, showing their hand towards the inside bomb side. There's smoke going down that lower ramp. They peel away a couple of CTs, go towards back outside, and they make the kills happen. And against the force buy as well, only dropped a couple of frags, so that's absolutely fine. And that's going to put G2 now onto pretty much a full eco. I think they've just got some PT50s to work with here, but Existence matching their actual rounds total yesterday in both games, so actually off to a very good start here on the T side of train.
Yeah, Alex might get his prediction right.
He might do.
Scream occupying Hell already. Trying to get these pistols close, and he's going to slowly start to work in toward A main as well. A little bit spastic. Fires back, no reason.
You can see how patient Existence are being right now. They know they've completely broken the economy. To lose this round would be an absolute nightmare situation. Just biding their time, seeing if any CTs will commit to a face, and you can see Scream's actually pushing up a little bit. He's gone into main entrance himself, but Existence being so patient now.
This is exactly where NMT was last time too, when he picked up his kill early in the round when there was a push, so they're smart about it. Scream's going to be here. They'll go 2 together. So if one goes down, they can immediately get the trade. Scream's staring at the wall, waiting for a flash. There won't be one. They don't need one. It's a little bit late, but Plastino's going to take him down before that blooms, thankfully, because it would have blinded him up. And NMT's going to go in toward the entry. Spotted one toward the control room above, and good reaction. NNX actually gets that, so good communication between the two. NMT will be lost in the process as RPK gets above the smoke, but it's now just him remaining, and not much he can do in the round.
Pretty impressive anti-eco round coming in there. Good fundamentals, making sure they're sticking together, getting the refrag positions and making sure they go in a set time and everyone's going in together and not spread out across the map. And that's exactly what you need. They didn't drop too many guns there as well. And now we see the first real gun round coming in here. It's going to be G2 with no kits, no AWPs. It's a little bit of a difficult situation for them. You'd assume they might show a little bit of aggression, maybe pushing towards Ivy, trying to get that first bit of information, or we did see a push from the inside lower ramp. Let's see how they opt to go for here. Looking like Existence are going for more of an aggressive play towards inside here. They're going to have Flippin leading the charge here towards upper ramp, got straight in there. And they've actually only got Shoxy on the inside side by himself. You're getting a little bit of backup now from Smiths. As I mentioned before, they are lacking in the AWP, so facing the AK is going to be a difficult prospect here, as Existence do get full control of the upper platforms there.
And Smith's just going to wait that angle out as well, try to play the off position on top of the train. Catch him with a wide peek. Shox is going to push this, but this is dangerous. Good.
Oh, God.
Good face, actually. He did have the crosshair placement. It was slightly off to the right, but it was at least considering that angle, and no shot in return means he's got information. So they know they're there. Third man Scream will start to pull through Z connector as a result of this, and here come the smokes. One already in the lower alleyway, one at upper. There will be no response from Smith, but Shox in a good position. Gets one, turns back, drops bomb, looks for third, but he's out of ammo. The 20 bullets in the A1, not quite enough, but Smiths is going to lurk up and take advantage of this situation. Takes down an X, leaves the bomb still dropped down inside of the site, and they're slowly losing men. Flippin does get one, but Smith's there to trade that. It's all on Blastino versus 3. Late into the site, smoke still covers off, so Existence can't spot him. But Smiths, he knows exactly where he is. That's wallable. He should just fire through that. He doesn't. Smiths walks out and gets the shot instead.
Nice work from Shoxy there, good awareness. I said they needed to work with something, needed some intel to work with, couldn't allow a full execution to come in there from the Spanish side. He goes and faces upper. He didn't get a kill there, but he got the intel, as you said, and he drops down into the spools and finds those 2 frags towards upper, and I think it's a third player as well. So that's all about Shoxy that round, making it happen, and Smith's coming in for the simple cleanup towards the end. So no bomb planted there, but Existence still have a decent buy going forward. Eastor does have the AWP, so he's got the advantage over G2 this round, at least in that respect. So let's see how they're approaching this time. Going to be a much slower approach, not going for that inside play, actually looking like they may be setting up for more of execution here in terms of the smoke grenades. No one from the CT's actually committing anything just yet, but as I say that, though, Shoxy with that one-way smoke towards the lower ramp, once again looking for that first frag.
They try to. RPK is the designated man to play toward Ivy as well, but this G2 forward stance, I don't mind it. It actually shuts down a lot of the execution before it happens. It puts you forward of the smokes. Kind of similar in some ways to Shadow position on Mirage in that sense, that you could just get inside of the tactics of the terrorists. Flippin Gonna get to the ladder. Still 2 men on the inner site for G2, which does weaken them slightly, but Smith's gonna go up and hold the corner. That should give Shox the information to fall back if he elects to, but it looks like Shox wants to go for a flank instead. And now they'll go on the A site. There's the smoke. Screams backwards of it though. Esther trying to find the shot on RPK. Can't do it just yet, but Existence gets on top of the train. 1, 2 dropped already, and an X will trade it finally back, but it's 2 men down already, and now the timing from Shox. There's the push. That's why they had control of the corner, and he won't even allow the plant.
Lovely stuff there from G2 coming in. Shoxy once again, great awareness, pushing it at the perfect time, coming down Pop Dog just as they're getting aggro towards outside. It was Smiths had opened things up with a double frag there, and then RPK controlling towards Ivy as well. So that's going to drop down Existence now. We can see the money isn't fantastic. They probably could justify moving some PD50s. That's what Eninox is going to be picking up. But there we go. G2, 2 rounds in a row, stabilizing their economy slightly now. Still not going for the AWP just yet. You'd normally expect Smiths to bring that to the party at some point, but let's see what the Spanish team are doing right now. They're going to be pushing in towards inside. And a smoke grenade to play with, but Shox once again ready and waiting.
He's got information that the player was up above, but not the 3 were down below. Good headshot. And then X follows that up. Gun grabbed. Is it going to be dropped before they can get a hold of it? And that apparently will be. Look at Smiths and Scream. They both spray in and pick up a kill each, rather 2 each. The last player, Blastino up top, will go down in the end. Not much you could do on the entry with just the pistol. So the only chance they had was getting that rifle, but well done for G2 to hold the position instead.
Yeah, so Shox go. That's the benefit of him going so aggressive into low round. Even if he gets taken down, he's called that all 5 players are there. It's a really fast rotate coming in. They come straight through connector, double spray down, crouching AKs. They know they've got the advantage in terms of the equipment, and it's going to be a simple round for G2, only dropping 1 player as well. But here we go back into another gun round. It's going to be 5 AKs this time. He's still not going for the AWP. They have got the 5 smokes. And I assume this round we'll see something a little bit more aggressive coming for GT. You can see a boost coming in towards Ivy. It's going to be Smiths booted up on the server area there. But I'd assume Existence may be going for a similar tactic we saw in their pistol round right now. They could go for that bomb plant approach and try and get themselves in a clutch situation. Smith's going aggressive though, looking for that first pick. Easter's not going to give it to him though. He's playing in a very passive position now.
BK getting up on top of Green to try and cover off anyone working toward quad. He'll flash into main. The rest looking to go down the ramp and in the stairs to the inner site though. Shock's already falling back off that, and there's no rotation. Esther's lurking as well from hell, but good position as Smiths comes back around and catches him. So Shox now has all 3 in front of him in this B site. They'll allow the plant because they go so passive on this, but the retake has massive potential. Shox just misses an opportunity to take the player. Nearly kills his teammate as well. That gets a little bit awkward with the late reaction, but that allows them to get into the ramp, get good post plant, because now they can play that upper platform against this bomb plant, and Flippin's going to hold from 1. RPK gets the trade, and Flippin actually tries to sit up on the ledge. Unfortunately, jumps back down a little bit early. RPK's still there to hold it.
Decent fake from Existence there. You saw what they tried to do there. They did a full wall of smoke towards outside, sent a couple of players up there. Had their outside players found maybe just even 1 kill, that would have been enough to actually cause enough distraction out there. They actually peeled a lot of the CTs away from the map. They just didn't have the man player to work with when the retake came in, and G2 coming in and a complete cleanup for them. The bomb did get planted, so an extra $800 coming in for each team, but we are almost at maximum loss bonus. So Existence taking another partial buy here. It's going to be Tech 9s and body armor. Eastor, you'd assume he's getting an orb next round. He hasn't gone for the body armor himself, so let's see what Existence bring to the party this time. It's looking like G2's Existence getting in towards Pop Dog here, and it's going to be Shoxy with the AWP to one side. Double orb setup now.
That's the aggressive spawn for Shox, so we can get there quickly. Doesn't get a shot off, does get information, calls the rotation, Screams here to support, but smartly, Flippin spotted Shox in turn, and they're going to go back because they know that that would entail an early rotation. The more important part is exactly what we're seeing right now. Existence getting toward this ladder, and so many people are timid to do this, but it's such a strong position from the CT side because you can get anywhere so quickly, and you shut down 1 prong of the approach just by being there. It's really hard to pop flash down correctly, as we've seen time and time again.
We have got this inside setup now from Smiths and Scream. They've got the AWP always done towards the upper ramp, and that's going to be hugely influential here. You'd assume it's going to be a full smoke attack on the inside bomb, so they've got a couple of Molotovs to work with as well. And here come the smokes, and I'm sure Smiths is going to clean up there.
But hesitant, he thinks he wants to Molotov it. The smoke out means he can't do much on the entry. He just needs to make sure no one pushes through it while he watches the bomb planter, and a late Molotov won't kill him, but it'll do decent damage to allow for the retake. He actually doesn't get to land it onto Inanax, who stands up on the bomb train instead to evade the flame. Scream wants to get closer to that. He's got a second player with him. They're both going to go from the left side of the bomb train. They'll take 1 down immediately. But again, the post-plant positions, NMT with 1 kill, are burrowed into this upper platform. Good smoke off there for to counter out the fact that Flippin can't do anything about this plant. He's got to try and push through. He's got the kill on RPK. He's got the kill into the diffuser. That works out perfectly. And all of a sudden, things turn as Shox and Existence do pick up the kills.
Molotov's
but time sticking with the Molotov, and Existence wants to get in late. I'm not sure he's got this. Oh, he does. He's just got this.
Oh, that last Molotov and those Tech 9 kills, that actually got really uncomfortable there for G2. So Existence on their partial buy doing some serious work in terms of denting the economy of G2, but overall it's not a massive impact. You can see 3 of the players are on about 8k right now, so they're absolutely fine in that respect, but still touch and go there for G2 on the inside bomb site. Once it looked like they kind of waited for their teammates to rotate in, they wanted to go fully in with the full team, and it looked very strong to begin with, but almost got turned on his head there. But double up setup still for G2. And we're going to see Eastorp, as I said before, he's gone on the AWP.
See if he can make it work. He's going to lurk out toward Ivy. RPK's been the one that's holding that down from the CT side. Smoke on it initially, so RPK doesn't need to face it just yet. He's going to cover off with Smiths, make sure he's in position to throw flashes toward Quad, but Smiths is already rotating toward, not all the way through, the Z connector. I assume that was on a call from his Screamer Shox, who had a little bit of information that NNX was pushing toward that corner position. And Smith is actually going to come all the way over. So this is actually working out well. Just in a little bit of utility deployed early on B, a little bit of pressure, and they actually force the positions of G2 slightly. This sets them up for a decent A take.
Indeed. You see Shoxy back on that AWP, not showing that aggression towards the lower ramp this time. He has got Scream to back him up. Existence still kind of working out where they want to go with this. So Bomb's still down towards T-spawn. They're trying to rely on a pick here. RPK has been relatively aggressive towards Ivy, so you can see he's sort of just waiting for him to jump across to see if there's an opportunity at all, but nothing to work with as of yet. Smoke to go towards inside, trying to bait out some utility here potentially, as no one's actually going to be committing to this.
Shoulder, another elbow shown. Master would have spotted that, doesn't fire into it though. And now he'll get it. RPK goes back for more and finds out it was too much to take. So the first pick late in the round with only 30 seconds left goes the way of Existence. This will strengthen their execution more, and NNX is actually going to lurk through B. He's got him for free. There's no one still there. They know it's going to be on the A site, but he's got a real chance to try and flank through and take down Scream and Smiths as soon as he arrives. He's going to be passive about it, but he needs to actually hurry up because Smiths and Existence have already found kills. There's the first one. Scream down. Existence wrapping back around, gets spotted by Esther, and now they've got a chance on this. Esther can't hit the shots on Smiths though, and there's only 5 seconds. Bomb's not planted. This is over. He has to get 2 kills, and it's not going to happen. He's just going to hold on to the AWP.
Yeah, Esther did open up the map, but unfortunately they were so spread out across the board. As you can see, will he stay alive? No, he does, just about. So he keeps his AWP, but they were so spread out across the map. They went for that inside fake, and by the time they got the pick outside and they had to rotate back in, it was just like not enough time to work. It didn't really have enough time to actually check the key positions. Existence on top of the outside train, took the bomb down and opened things up, and that called for the rotation of the rest of the CT. So decent attempt there from the Spanish side, but unfortunately didn't really have enough time to work. Have waited way too long to actually get rolling with that, but they do have another full buy coming in here. It's going to be Esther with the AWP once again, and Shoxy back on that aggressive AWP towards lower ramp. So let's see what he can do. It's going to have a man on the screen right now. Unfortunately, doesn't land the shot, but we'll be able to fall back in time.
And they will also in turn advance beyond him, knowing that he has to do so. Existence getting himself into the ladder again. I like the positioning. Blastino is above it, but no one looking to go down it just yet. Oh, Shox fails the jump. No one's going to take advantage of it. No one really knowing, but he can anchor this long position at upper. RPK as well, boosted above the smoke at Ivy. Just happening, meaning that Smiths is coming back over. This is good. They've got 2 of the major approaches covered off. Shox needs just to be aware of these smokes now. That'll call for Smiths to rotate, but Bomb's not committed. It actually could go down. If Blastino wants to lurk down the ladder right now, they might catch off G2 in the act, and NNX instead just going to go slowly and try and get a pick inside B. That's not going to work out. Shox waiting for them the whole time. Now Flippin falls into the site. Does miss the shot though, Shox, which gives him position to try and get to the bomb train. Doesn't have the bomb to plant it though, so he's going to try and hold it for his team. And the Molotov won't do damage because he's above the train. He's above the flames. Here we go. Here's the switch play. They want to get it to the inner site rather with the fake. And Existence waiting on the train. Gets 2 kills initially. Blastino with 1 in turn, but now he's the only one remaining. Bomb just beside where he's positioned, and RPK from long range is going to shut him down.
It seems like Existence really want to force this fake to work out for them. They're showing heavy patrol towards that inside bomb site, smoke going down the lower ramp and the upper. They're trying to find a pick there. Unfortunately, they're getting down and they're actually getting control of the lower ramp area. They're persisting. Shox changing up his playstyle once again, getting towards the back this time with the AWP. Takes down the first player, narrowly misses out on the second, and then the bomb tries to go towards outside. And it's the G2 Existence. He's just waiting for them once again. He's reading the situation so well, always above them, and is taking down the bomber as they're rotating back through Pop Dog there. So to be fair, I feel like Existence needed to start just going with the basic execution instead of the fake every single time. They're going to be back onto an another eco here. It's partial buy with up body armor as well, going towards the upper halls of inside. Smith's waiting for the node, smoking them out of position.
Smith thinks that second one's a flash. It's a decoy, so it was actually effective in what they were trying to do with it. Unfortunately, they can't capitalize, but Smith is going to try and take advantage of the smoke and just sit in that corner. He's got to fade away because eventually so too will the smoke.
Yeah, if he dies with that AWP up there, it'd be an absolute horror show for G2, so just decides to get out. And you can see they are set up for inside taker. They have got the smoke and molotovs once again. They do have a decent inside take and normally get the bomb down. It's just the retakes that have been letting them down slightly, but obviously only the pistols this time need that opening kill.
It's close for Shocks to try and cover. Smoke goes down. He's not going to be in a position to fire through it, so instead he's going to try to get on the ladder. He fails twice, but get above it. But a flash comes through. First man slips by. He's not yet found the angle. NMT's trying to come out from above as well, and now he's got position, but Shocks the timing not in his favor. Goes for the Tech 9 and falls off the train at the exact moment the shot presented itself. Still, though, they're not getting much ground right now, and in fact, Existence are doing better off. Finally, though, Scream on top of the bomb train will turn back and get one kill, but it's Esther to get the trade on that. Now comes all down to him as he's picked up an AWP inside the site, but he's also gotten the only kills for his team. It'll end that way, 9-3. So after getting ecoed early on and a decent little run of 3 rounds with the momentum and economy in their favor, Existence has been shut down since.
Yeah, they tried to smoke towards the lower ramp then and push through their own smoke and try and swarm some of the close-range CT players there. Unfortunately, it was such a long-distance game from G2, didn't really work out in that way. But we go back into another gun round number 13, as you said. After that second round force buy and actually winning that round, they haven't really recovered that. I think that's for like 8 rounds in a row now for G2. As we go into this one, it's looking like they will be favouring towards the outside. So actually getting some control here, but it's Smiths and Existence to open things up. 5-on-3, just everyone getting taken down here for the Spanish side. And now they're going to have no choice but to rush into position. And before I could even finish my first sentence, the round is over just like that. It's a complete whitewash. And G2 looking incredibly strong right now on the CT side of train.
I feel like Existence's slow play. It worked out early because of the pushes without the money that G2. We saw that pistol round where Scream got into the main connector. But now they're so hesitant that G2's taking all the map control. They're playing really aggressively in the A site. They're getting to the ladder room for free. We've seen RPK get pretty aggressive in IV as well, and there's no one to punish it. They're relying on the smoke and run in, and the positions from G2 are favorable, so they need to change it slightly. They need to find picks and fast pace, and they're going to try and do it right now. Exactly that. Shocks is going to be the one waiting. The smoke allows NMT to cross over. Existence again, though, at the bottom of ladder. He's not in the ladder room per se, so we won't have heard it, but he's got the chance to try and go for a fast flank should the call come in. But again, though, look at this. One smoke, it's already slowed. Scream gets in position, and Existence a little bit hesitant to come into the site means that G2's got position again as RPK picks up a second kill. Flash in, Scream going to push through. That bomb being planted as we speak. It does go down, and Blastino actually gets his gun redrawn, gets a kill from it. But they take down Flippin'. It's all on Blastino. 1 versus 2. He's only got 7 HP to play with. He does have the bomb train to work with, try and stay close proximity. That smoke, I'm not sure, was he spotted there from Smiths or not. In turn, he does try and fire back. Unfortunately, the quick switch gets him caught out. RPK walks up the side, and now it's 11 for G2.
Change of pace there for Existence. Instead of doing a slow tactical game of lots of fakes, do you know what? They're just going to go straight up inside. And unfortunately for them, RPK stepping out massively now. He's actually on 16k, another 3-man for him. And it just never looked like they really had any footing in that round. As soon as they got to the bomb side, there's kills all over the place. It was a 2-on-1 in the end. Blastino, one of the young superstars of his team, especially online recently, his HLTV ratings like consistently over 1 all the time. He's actually one of the hot properties in the Spanish CSGO scene right now. Hasn't had an amazing tournament, but what can you really say when they're losing 16-2 pretty consistently throughout the tournament? After a successful start here, they haven't really had much footing into the terrorist half. G2 coming to life. And you see Smiths now in an aggressive position towards Ivy with that AWP, and Shocks once again pushing inside with the smoke. Full confidence right now. They didn't even want to give them a chance to even have any footing on the bomb sites whatsoever.
That's pretty aggressive position with that AWP by Smiths.
If you miss that shot, you are done. One flashbang as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that far forward, the pop flash timing doesn't really matter anymore because you're just going to get hit no matter what. And Scream also going to get aggressive toward that A main position. Existence doing the same at quad. Shocks at the corner. G2's just taking fights everywhere. This is such an aggressive defense. And again, Existence slow play is getting caught out by a poor flashbang through, but somehow Blastino still gets the kill on Existence the player from Existence the team with love.
Yes, that has been confusing, but I think we're handling it well.
We just pretend like we know what we're talking about. Secretly, we're getting it backwards, but no one knows.
Well, looking like another inside play here. And the perfect thing about this, no one's inside for G2 whatsoever. So finally, one of these fakes working out. RPK does take down Nestor on the other side of the map, but the bomb should be planted here. We have a clutch situation in a 4-on-3 in favor of G2, but Existence with positional control.
Faustino's got well back up in the hallways, but NNX equals things before the retake actually can occur because there's still a rotation from RPK and Smith. They weren't in position, so Shox had to slow down slightly. He will find NMT, but NNX is still an aggressive stance on the floor. Spots one over to the left. Unfortunately, RPK wins that duel with another headshot. Early Molotov, so there's still time for that to get baited out and go for the defuse, but Faustino wants to use it to try and get in an alternative position, and no one's going to push this. In fact, they're trying to get up the ladder, and they're going to hold it. It didn't quite land, so Shox gets in on top of it and gets the full defuse. Nothing that Faustino could do. 12-3 at the end of the first half, which I have to say, Henry, does still make Alex correct in his prediction.
He's always right, that guy. That's what I've always said about him.
Well, except when he's wrong.
Well, yeah, apart from that 99% ratio. But yeah, the thing is, like, X6tence started off very strongly here. They lose the pistol, they come back that force buy, they get control of the economy, they get to 3-1. We think, okay, finally they've broken the curse. They're going to have a really decent showing here. As soon as the gun rounds drop, they were so focused on their fakes going in towards that inside bomb site. They were trying to show so much aggression there, but just didn't have the manpower to make it work. They were getting the CT attention and peeling away CTs from the outside bomb site, but they just weren't getting the kills there whatsoever. I think they should have stuck to their guns. The opening pistol round was great. You can see the wall of smokes coming down. They got the bomb down within the first 6 seconds of the round as soon as they executed. I'm not sure why they didn't go for more basic stuff like that. They were too focused on trying to be clever and trying to pull away CTs every single time, and then they'd lose players and it'd be a weak take onto the bomb site, and it seemed like they struggled throughout that campaign. So 12-3, and it's looking like this is only going in one way. We'll have a look at the buy coming in for G2, see if they go for a similar tactical approach. Of course not. They're going for 5 sets of armor on the terrorist side. This could be a very fast and aggressive round here, and we'll have a look at X6tence as well. They've got 3 sets of armor, 2 kits actually, and 2 HE. So those guys will be waiting for the inside plant and just trying to airstrike the bomb site as they go for the bomb plant now.
Faustino and NMT getting aggressive toward this Ivy position, but look how fast Smiths has already walked into the site. He hasn't gone all the way toward Hell just yet. He's going to hold this position and let his teammates try and occupy Ivy. When they do that, that distracts the defense enough that Smiths pushes up, so NMT gets one. Smiths actually goes down. It was his to trade. It's RPK that actually gets NMT, and he's going to follow this up. So good performance for him because they lost the plan with trying to get Smiths in a better position by rushing. As it comes to the 2 versus 2, he knows exactly where NNX is, but no peek, and when it comes out, it's well-timed and well-executed as he absolutely nails RPK all on Scream at this point in time, and he's bypassed the bomb to try and get positions. Instead, watch to the left, we see it, he doesn't, and nearly goes down as he gets pushed in from Esther, and now they've got a 1-2 punch on him. They've got a crossfire set. They aren't going to peek, they're going to try and use the time, and if Smith had at least grabbed that bomb, he could try and go for a fake and bait them out. That's what happens regardless, though, as NNX tries to take advantage of the push from his teammate, and it's all Scream, all headshots. Esther goes down in the end.
Esther with a phenomenal shot there for connector to RPK. You thought RPK had that dead to rights. They had an actual opportunity to shoot him in the back. A little bit of a whiff there with the Glock, but Scream, the master, steps up there in the 2-on-1. Never looked like he was uncomfortable for a single second there, just trying to bait out the CTs, trying to get them to set up a crossfire, takes down that low HP player and connector, and then, of course, lands a Glock headshot on the bomb train there, and it brings us to 13 plays 3. X6tence with no real option but to force by here. They can't allow G2 to get this deep in the game. They did it in the first half. Can they do it in the second? That helps as Estel does take down X6tence. Scream chiming in as well. Aggressive play from Pop Dog here. Flippin trying to do everything he can with his 5-7. Still alive around E-Box, but they're looking like G2 are going to capitalize here.
Best efforts, not going to be enough. They try to get that forward stance, get that pistol in a better position, and we did see it. Flipping getting at least 1 kill from that, but now it's 14-3. 2 to go for G2, and unfortunately, X6tence has to just sit back and wait because they can't afford anything in this round. They'll play for overtime, although that's a pipe dream, I have to say.
That is definitely a pipe dream. You can see they're not really investing into this round. They are going for the draw here. It's going to be 15 plays 3 unless an absolute miracle comes into play here. Fast, aggressive approach towards the outside bomb site once again. Scream leading the charge. You know he's hungry for headshots here, and he'll be going straight in. First frag comes in their favor, but Faustino does respond, but here we go. Kills just raining in for G2, and that's going to be the round pretty much over here. 1 player remaining for this connector.
It's NNX. We've seen a little jiggle peek, a swift shot from the USB and the pistol from him, so you could have given potential to get 1 kill. You'd never give him potential to give the round. It's now map point. And if Gamers 2 are part of this alliance, Henry, it's almost like he who laughs first, no, last laugh, last loudest. So the Danes went first, made their alliance, and then everyone else is forming around them.
So what's the alliance we've got now? We've got G2,
well,
Envy,
assuming that G2's in on it, it'd be G2, Envy, Vexed was in on it partially, and Fnatic.
That is quite a scary alliance going forward.
The thing about the alliances too, if you know that you're going to win the games that you set up, so G2 is expected to win this, you know when you're playing, which is unlike teams are saying they sit here all day and they don't know when they're playing, they got to just stay warm. Now they know specifically when they can warm up. Is X6tence going to hold up close? It's NNX against Scream. But that flash actually caught him out. Scream's going to follow that up. Esther down as well. Flippin walks in, at least tries to line up one. He goes down in the end to Smiths, who follows that up. You thought the trade potential would be there for NMT, and it's all on Blastino instead. He's got 1 kill, but Smith's going to close it. That'll be the game. G2 16-3.
It's better than yesterday, but unfortunately they will be bowing out of the tournament now. x6tence, very young side, going up against one of the world's best here, and never really got going. They had that force fire in the first half, got 3-1 on the board, but never really had arrived whatsoever after that. So unfortunately for them, we do say goodbye, and G2 will continue. It's the first team to actually drop out of the tournament now, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there'll be more today, absolutely, but they are the first, unfortunately, from the home. But like they say, learning experience, it's not the end of the world for them. They knew coming into this what they were up against, and I don't think their expectations would have been much different than this. Perhaps maybe beat their compatriot.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly. Some of these guys at their first tournament and stuff, they're very young guys. They do have some talent there. I feel like they need a few more months at least just to kind of get on this level, to learn a lot from this, watch the demos back, see what went wrong. I feel like their tactical approach is great. They just didn't have the manpower to actually make these fakes work out for them. So more to come for this team for sure in 2016, I'm sure. Hasn't been the best tournament for them, but a great learning experience.
And with that said, we'll now find out how the alliance is going to unfold with OJ on the stage.
Thank you very much. Have you no heart? Way to puncture the mood here to knock out one of the Spanish teams, but you did it in a professional manner.
Yeah, we played really well, and I'm happy we won the game.
Okay, I've got a couple of questions for you. The first, well, the one I'm going to ask you in a second is who you're going to choose, but the one I'll ask you before that, your hair is always so perfect. How long does it take?
2 minutes. Not gonna lie, 2 minutes, yeah.
I don't believe you. It's a fabulous work of art of a hairstyle. So Alex wanted me to ask that. 2 minutes, Alex. So then, let's find out who's going to play next and why.
It's gonna be the Spanish team, G-Bot, against the French team, Envious.
Well, tell me that again. I just want to hear that again so the crowd can hear it.
Envious against G-Bot.
Let's get it done early. Thank you very much. Professional manner that was done. So then, the next matchup is our other Spanish team who is here in Barcelona at this Invitational, taking on Envious. Alex, the hair, 2 minutes.
2 minutes, damn, okay. I mean, I don't know, does he use straighteners or is it just, does he wake up like that? It's impressive stuff, consistently strong hair from Scream and strong shots as well. I mean, that was an easy win for them, but it wasn't 16-2. I don't have to do whatever forfeit you guys were concocting in your manic minds, but it's still a convincing win nonetheless.
Definitely, I mean, as we expected, G2 with a pretty convincing and straightforward win. I mean, it was pretty obvious at times the mistakes that x6tence was making. You could see some cool ideas from them, like on an eco going towards B and saving up 3 Molotovs to throw them in the at the bomb after the G2 players would start defusing. But you could see how they would peak too early and couldn't just execute it right. The ideas were there, but the execution was lacking.
Is that the same kind of vibe from you? Is it actually, from an integral kind of strategic point of view, things are okay? It's just more of a case of experience. You're making mistakes you shouldn't, and others don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's things where they put themselves in good situations, but just the skill of G2, how the big disparity in the skill between the two teams and players makes it so you have to play basically mistake-free when you're x6tence. And it comes down to some of those 2-on-2 situations or 3-on-X situations where instead of going for some kind of duel, you set up a crossfire, and sometimes the communication just didn't seem all there. But yeah, I mean, strategically it looked like they had some cool stuff going on, just couldn't close. I mean, it's just hard. There's a huge disparity in the two teams.
And a good example is the second pistol round, right? I mean, Scream played it well, but you could see what he was trying to do. He was trying to bait the guy from Link to pick him,
right?
And that's exactly what happened. And that guy was low HP. And at 2v1 you are supposed to play it better, and I think that's just where you see the experience is lacking for them, right? That's something you look back at this game, at that round maybe, and you say, okay, so this is how we're not supposed to play it, right?
And I mean, as a viewer, right, it's very easy to watch that and just go, good, oh my, they're so bad. Like, who are these noobs? But I think I'd like to make sure we clarify that, that is not your typical matchmaking game. There's a whole lot more going for the Spanish team than there is you running around popping heads on train. Like, we need to give them credit when it is due. That to even take 3 rounds off them and to do it, like, to push the rest of the rounds to a relatively
I think you're pushing it too far now. It's not about giving credit. It's about realizing, the state in which you're in. It's simply the disparity between skill between the players and a whole new level of team play and an understanding of the game in general, right? And it's good for them. It's good to see they do have some ideas at times. They have been decent individual performances from some of the players, but it's still going to be a long way for them before they are, able to compete with any of the teams here.
I see a raised eyebrow, Jason.
No, I just agree. Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Completely agree.
Thanks so much for that. Yeah, really appreciate that input. But we do need to kind of go over his choice. He did choose to put G-Bots up against Envy, so that really does confirm everything that was we were alluding to before regarding the alliance. It is basically feed us the Spanish, start strong, get a couple of teams out, and get that prize money higher and higher. Of course, as every team leaves, so does that prize pool gets bigger for the teams remaining. So we started with 8, now we sit at 7 as Existence are the first team to be eliminated, boys. There's not too much more to say about that matchup. I think it was always going to be a one-sided affair and ended aside.
Looks like the Frenchies want some ham in that baguette.
Oh, and a bit of cheese on the desk as well, maybe for that sandwich, Janko. So analogies, guys, are at an all-time low.
Won't be over soon, Jason.
I can't do it.
It's only the first game.
But right, G-Bots, they've pushed Ignitas to a 16-14, they pushed Fnatic to a 16-14. Just a little teaser before we do take a break.
And then is going to push them over the edge.
Is this going to be is this going to look very different to those two 16-14s?
It doesn't have to be because it's Envious, and we all know how Envious have to play early.
Yeah, they start a little slow.
Weird things can happen, with that team. So let's leave it for the pre-game.
Yeah, looking forward to that pretty much. We are going to take a break, guys, but we have already had to wave goodbye to Existence. But there's no doubt the Spanish crowd will still be cheering as they've got G-Bots just around the corner. We'll be back after this.